What's up guys, Aaron here, back with another video. Today's video is the comparison between the iPhone 6s Plus, the Galaxy Note 5, the S6 Edge Plus, the iPhone 6 Plus, and the iPhone 6s. Welcome back, and I'd first like to state that I broke down several different categories, picking the best device out of each one. So let me know down in the comments section, out of each category, which specific device you chose. First off, let me go ahead and officially introduce the devices that we're going to be looking at today. First, starting off on my immediate left with the iPhone 6s, then we have the Galaxy Note 5, the S6 Edge Plus, the iPhone 6 Plus, and the iPhone 6s Plus. Now the Galaxy Note 5 and the iPhone 6s Plus are both in Otterbox Defender Series cases, and they're rather difficult to take on and off, so I just decided to leave them on for the video. These are extremely tough and rugged cases. If you guys are interested in purchasing those or checking them out, I will have links down below. I'd also like to state that these are my personal opinions on which device I think is the best. However, at the end of the video, I'd like to know which specific device you think is the best. So our first category is build quality. Now, in my opinion, all of these phones have great build quality. None of them are lacking in that category whatsoever. However, let's go ahead and talk about some of the possible flaws and some of the best things about each device. Now, when it comes to the iPhone 6s, everyone knows that Apple's devices have some great build quality, and there's nothing different in this iPhone 6s. It definitely has a great build to it. It has a very nice display. Now, the only thing that I think is wrong with it is that it's too small. Now, some people think that a 4.7-inch screen is a perfect size screen. In my opinion, I think it's a bit small. However, I do think that it still remains in what I call the phone category rather than the phablet category. Now, to some people, mostly females, they do like smaller phones. That way they can fit it in their purse, and they usually have smaller fingers than males. So they like to have a smaller screen. And they also don't want to hold a phone up to their ear that's covering half their face. So the iPhone 6s does have a great build quality. However, it didn't top my list. So next up we have the Galaxy Note 5. Now the Galaxy Note 5 has an exceptional build quality. In my opinion, it's definitely one of the best built Galaxy phones. Samsung really stepped up their game from previous Note generations in terms of build quality. We have full glass front and back panels. We also have a redesigned S Pen, and in my opinion, it's an extremely beautiful phone. However, it did not win first in my build quality category. Next, we're going to jump to the iPhone 6 Plus. Now, basically, the iPhone 6 Plus is a big iPhone 6, and in my opinion, there's nothing wrong with that. However, we did experience bending issues with the 6 Plus, so it definitely can't win this particular category of best build quality. And the next phone we're going to go to is the immediate right, which is the iPhone 6s Plus. With the iPhone 6s Plus, Apple did reinforce the frame so we'd have no more bending issues. So I have to say that the iPhone 6s Plus did not win my best build quality category. So as you can probably expect, the last phone standing is the Galaxy S6 Edge Plus. Now I have to say that this phone is an excellently built phone. It's definitely one of my favorite phones to use, and I think it is probably the best built phone out on the market right now. So, in terms of best build quality, the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge Plus wins, hands down. The next category is sound quality. Now, every single smartphone that you're looking at right now has a speaker located on the bottom of the device, which actually makes this category rather fair as the audio is coming from the same spot on each device. Now, I can't say that a bottom firing speaker is the best placement for a speaker, because in my opinion it isn't. However, it's definitely better than previous generations of, for instance, the Note series, where the speaker was placed on the back of the device. Now, in my opinion, each one of these phones, if you're listening, Apple and Samsung, you should be putting front-facing speakers on each one of these devices. So in regards to the specific category of sound quality, I'd have to say that it's pretty close and it's neck to neck between the Galaxy Note 5 and the iPhone 6s Plus. Now, you got to keep in mind, we're not talking about the loudest, we're talking about the best, clearest sound quality. And so with that being said, for this specific category of sound quality, I have to give it to the iPhone 6s Plus. The next category is best camera. Now, the iPhone 6s definitely isn't the best camera here, so that's definitely out of the question. Next up we have the Galaxy Note 5, which has a 16 megapixel rear-facing camera with optical image stabilization. Next up we have the Galaxy S6 Edge Plus, which also has a 16 megapixel rear-facing camera with optical image stabilization. And pretty much the only thing the iPhone 6s has going for it is that it has 240 frame per second slow motion, and it also shoots in 4K. Now, both the Galaxy Note 5 and the S6 Edge Plus have a 16 megapixel rear-facing camera with optical image stabilization, and they also both shoot in 4K. Next we have the iPhone 6 Plus, which has an 8 megapixel camera and is definitely not the winner here. And lastly, we have the iPhone 6s Plus, which has a 12 megapixel rear-facing camera and shoots in 4K. So in terms of the winner of the category of best camera, I have to say that it's a tie between the Galaxy Note 5 and the S6 Edge Plus, and that's because they have the exact same camera. Now the pictures and the video that come from both of these phones are amazing. Really like the amount of detail that both the Note 5 and the S6 Edge Plus provide in both the video and still images. So once again, for the category of best camera, it is a tie between the Note 5 and the S6 Edge Plus. The next category is the most features. Now for the most features, you can immediately count all three of the iPhones out just because they don't have as much features as Android devices. So all that's left is the Galaxy Note 5 and the S6 Edge Plus. And the winner of this particular category has to be the Galaxy Note 5, and the reason is because of the S Pen. And the S Pen just simply adds so much more features to the Note 5 that it definitely blows away all the rest of the devices in the category of most features. The next category is least lag. Now what I mean by least lag is which one's able to open and close applications, which one can you turn on and off without having to wait for the boot screen to load for an hour. I have to give it to the iPhone 6s Plus. iOS 9 and the newest iPhones seem to be extremely lag-free. Next up is the most durable. Now immediately the iPhone 6 Plus is out of this category since it's easily bent. The S6 Edge Plus is also immediately out since both edge displays make it more vulnerable to damage. In my opinion, iPhones in general are not very durable, so I'd have to take out the iPhone 6s Plus as well as the iPhone 6s. So out of these particular smartphones, I'd have to say that the Galaxy Note 5 is the most durable. The next category is the best UI. Now in terms of best user interface, I'd have to say that iOS 9 is probably my favorite. So in terms of best user interface, I have to say that Apple and iOS 9 take the cake in this particular category. Next category is the wow factor. And what that means is which device would get the most attention if you pulled it out and showed somebody who's never seen any of these devices before. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and ask you guys at home a quick question. And that question is, if you could reach down right now and pick up one of these 5 devices and keep it, which one would it be? And I mean without picking it up and actually looking all around it, seeing which camera is the best, which one's the thickest, all this and that. I'm saying just by the looks. Now I know it's a little bit hard to tell how nice the Galaxy Note 5 looks and the iPhone 6s Plus since they're in Otterbox cases. However, you know how a Galaxy Note 5 and an iPhone 6s Plus looks. If you don't, just Google it. So again, back to the question. If I gave you an opportunity to reach down from the camera right now and grab any one of these 5 devices and keep it, go ahead and do me a favor and leave that answer down in the comment section. Now the answer for me is the S6 Edge Plus, and the reason is because it's such a beautiful phone. Both edge displays, the front and back glass panels look absolutely gorgeous. This particular color shade and color scheme of gold that they chose looks beautiful as well. So in terms of sheer wow factor, I'd have to pick the S6 Edge Plus. Now the next category is the price. So what that means is out of these 5 smartphones, which one is most worth your money? Now I hate to get into ecosystems, but it is extremely important when purchasing a device. So for instance, if you have all Apple computers, you're probably going to want to purchase an iPhone. Now that doesn't have to be the case. You can easily purchase an Android smartphone and use it with an Apple computer or Apple device. However, having the same ecosystem across all your devices to me is now getting more important than ever. So that's definitely going to be a factor to consider when purchasing any one of these devices. However, let's get back to the main category here, and that is the price. So again, which one is the best bang for your buck and which one is worth the price tag? Now if I had to pick one that I'd say is worth the price tag out of all these 5 smartphones, I'd have to say that the Galaxy Note 5 is probably the most worth your money. The Galaxy Note 5 has the most features and the most things to offer the user. And it's also surprisingly not the most expensive device here as well. So with that being said, for the category of price and which one's worth your money, I'd have to say that the Galaxy Note 5 wins. The next category is the best display. Now all of these iPhones have very nice displays. However, in my opinion, you have to count them out because they don't have QHD or Quad HD displays. So all that's left is the Galaxy Note 5 and the S6 Edge Plus. So in this particular category of the best display, it's a tie between the Galaxy Note 5 and the S6 Edge Plus. The next category is which one has the best multitasking. Now in my opinion, Apple in the past couple years have tried to step up their multitasking game. However, I still think it's not up to par. So in terms of the winner of the category of best multitasking, I have to say easily and hands down, the winner is the Galaxy Note 5. The next category is best connectivity. Now what I mean by that is, does any of these smartphones actually drop calls or freeze when you're making a phone call? And the answer is no. I really had no problems with any of these smartphones in terms of connectivity issues. However, I did notice for some reason that I do receive my emails as well as my text messages a lot faster on my iOS devices. The next category is the most accessories. So which out of these 5 smartphones has the most accessories. Now before I talk about which smartphone has the most accessories, I'd like to quickly state which smartphone has the least amount of accessories. And that's going to be the Galaxy S6 Edge Plus. And I can see why, as case manufacturing companies are going to have a tough time with both Edge displays. Now in regards to the winner of the most accessories, I have to give it to the iPhone 6s. And case manufacturing companies tend to build cases for the most popular devices, which of course is a wise marketing idea and a smart strategic business idea as well. So for the winner of the most accessories category, I have to give it to the iPhone 6s. And the last category is my favorite in order of use. So all these 5 smartphones that you're looking at in front of you are connected with separate phone numbers. So any one of these smartphones are ready to go and are able to be used as my daily driver. So I'd have to say that my particular favorite is going to be the iPhone 6s Plus. My next favorite is the Galaxy Note 5. Next is the S6 Edge Plus. Next would be the iPhone 6 Plus. And lastly, the iPhone 6s. Now, even though I'm saying the iPhone 6s Plus is my particular favorite phone out of these devices, the Galaxy Note 5 and the iPhone 6s Plus are my particularly 2 favorite devices that I have constantly with me. So to be honest, I actually think the Galaxy Note 5 and the iPhone 6s Plus are neck and neck, and in my opinion are the 2 best flagship devices out. Now again, for the sake of the video, I had to pick one, which I would pick the iPhone 6s Plus. However, like I stated, the Galaxy Note 5 is not far behind. Don't forget to leave down below which specific smartphone you think is the best out of these 5. Anyways guys, that's going to do it for me in this video. I hope this video helped you out in some way if you're planning on purchasing any one of these 5 smartphones. Be sure to check out the description of this video, as I will have several different links down there for you. Anyways guys, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, now's a great time to hit that subscribe button, and you will be notified in your inbox every time I upload a new video. Don't forget to drop a like down below and leave a comment down in the comments section. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you guys for watching. As I mentioned earlier, my name is Aaron, and I'll see you guys on the next one.